This audiobook will reveal the hidden messages the universe keeps sending you. You've been noticing the signs, the same numbers on the clock, a random video showing up and answering a question you didn't even ask, a chance meeting that changes everything. This is not random. This is a message, and you are exactly where you're meant to be. This is synchronicity, and Carl Jung described it as the universe guiding you through signs and patterns you can't ignore. In this audiobook, you'll understand why it's happening, and it will change the way you experience everything in your life. Before we begin, comment below where you're from and the synchronicities, numbers, or signs you've noticed. I want to hear your story. Let's begin. It starts quietly, almost like a secret the universe is trying to keep. You think of a long-lost friend, and moments later, their name appears on your phone. You are wrestling with a difficult decision, and you look up to see a billboard with a phrase that speaks directly to your soul. You wake up at 4:44 a.m., not once, not twice, but for a week straight. At first, you dismiss it. A trick of the mind. A statistical fluke. A simple coincidence. But then it happens again. And again. The pattern becomes too consistent, too personally meaningful to ignore. A feeling begins to grow in the pit of your stomach. A quiet, but unshakable, knowing that these are not random events. They feel intentional. They feel like a nudge. They feel, for lack of a better word, like a sign. You, the seeker, have stumbled upon the most elegant and personal communication system in existence. You have tuned into the frequency of synchronicity, and now you are about to learn its language. The term synchronicity was coined by the renowned psychologist Carl Jung, who defined it as a causal connecting principle. He described it as a meaningful coincidence of two or more events where something other than the probability of chance is involved. But this is not just a dry, academic concept. This is a living, breathing dialogue between you and the fundamental intelligence of life itself. It is the universe's way of winking at you, of letting you know you are on the right path, or of sending a crucial warning you need to hear. Many people go their entire lives either never noticing these signs or dismissing them as nonsense. But you are different. You noticed. That in itself is the first and most important sign. It means you are ready to listen. It means you are awakening to a deeper reality, where you are not a separate entity struggling against a random world, but an integral, co-creative part of a cosmic dance. These synchronicities are the dance steps, and they are showing you that you are in rhythm with the music of creation. This book is your guide to moving from confusion to clarity, from questioning to knowing. We will explore the profound reasons why these numbers, signs, and coincidences are showing up for you nonstop. We will decode their meanings and, most importantly, we will learn how to engage with this dialogue consciously. This is not about superstition. This is about a sophisticated form of navigation for your life. The universe is not being cryptic. It is being specific. It is using the language of your own life. The numbers you see, the people you meet, the songs you hear to send you the most personal messages imaginable. So, take a deep breath. That feeling you have, the one of anticipation, of curiosity, of something momentous about to be revealed, trust it. You have been chosen for this conversation not by some external deity, but by your own expanding awareness. You are learning to hear the whisper you were always meant to hear. Let us begin. Chapter 1. Synchronicity, the universe's secret language. It happened to a man we shall call Robert. He was sitting in a cafe, his mind a tempest of indecision. A career change loomed, a leap of faith that promised fulfillment, but also risk. The fear was paralyzing. As he stared into his coffee, A fragment of a conversation from the next table floated over. And sometimes you just have to build your wings on the way down. The word struck him with the force of a physical blow. It was the exact phrase his late father, a pilot, had always used. He turned to see the speaker, but the table was empty. The waiters already clearing 2 clean cups. A meaningful coincidence. A moment of synchronicity. For Robert, it was the confirmation he needed. He took the leap. Have you ever experienced a moment like this, where the line between your inner world and the outer reality seems to blur? This is the secret language at work. Most people walk through life believing that communication only happens through words, texts, and emails. But there is a far more ancient, far more profound channel of communication available to every single one of us. It is the language of synchronicity, and it is how the intelligence of the universe speaks directly to your soul. Think of it this way. When you are learning a new language, at first the sounds are just noise. But as you study, you begin to pick out words, then phrases, and eventually, you understand entire conversations. Synchronicity is no different. You are now moving from hearing the noise of random events to understanding the sentences and paragraphs of a cosmic dialogue. This is not a language of grammar and vocabulary. It is a language of meaning, of resonance, of symbolic connection. The individual finds himself at the center of this dialogue not by accident, but by invitation. The universe is not a cold, empty void. It is a vibrant, responsive field of energy and information. And when you align your thoughts, your intentions, and your questions with this field, it answers. It answers through the book that falls off the shelf, through the stranger who says the very thing you needed to hear, through the repeating numbers that seem to follow you. These are not random events. They are responses. Now, you might be wondering, why me? Why now? The answer is simple: because you are ready. Your awareness is expanding. You are asking bigger questions than you ever have before. You are seeking a deeper connection to your purpose. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom, is meeting you at your new level of understanding. It is meeting you with a language that transcends culture, education, and background. It is a person language, designed exclusively for you, using the symbols and references of your own life's journey. So, the next time you see a sequence of numbers or experience a seemingly chance encounter that feels charged with meaning, do not dismiss it. Acknowledge it. Say thank you. You have just received a message in the universe's secret language. And as you continue with this book, you will not only become fluent in this language, you will learn how to speak it back. You will learn how to ask clearer questions and how to recognize the answers when they come. Chapter 2. Synchronicity Numbers. Decoding the Digital Whispers. Look at the clock. What time is it? For Sarah, it was 11:11 every single day for months. At first, it was a curiosity. Then, it became an obsession. She would avoid looking at the clock, only to receive a text message at exactly 11:11. She'd be in a meeting, glance at her watch, and there it was. It felt like the universe was tapping her on the shoulder, but when she turned around, no one was there, or was there. These numbers, these digital whispers, are one of the most common and powerful ways synchronicity gets our attention. They are the training wheels for understanding the larger language. You have seen them, haven't you? 111, 222, 333, 444, 11, 11 on the clock, a $12.21 lunch bill, a license plate with 717. This is not a glitch in the matrix. This is a feature. Numbers are the purest, most fundamental language of the cosmos. They are precise, universal, and carry specific vibrational meanings. When you repeatedly see a number sequence, it is the universe's way of sending you a concise, high-priority message. It is a spiritual text message, and it is time you learned how to read it. Let us talk about you for a moment. When you see 111 or 1,111, what do you feel? A quickening? A sense of anticipation? Good. That is your intuition recognizing the signal. This sequence is a cosmic alarm clock. It means the universe has just snapped a photograph of your thoughts. Your mindset in that moment is manifesting at lightning speed. It is a direct message to monitor your thinking carefully, to ensure you are planting the seeds you truly wish to grow. It is a call to conscious creation. Now, consider the number 444. A person might see this on a receipt, a page number, and a street address all in the same day. When this happens, a feeling of peace often descends. This is no accident. 444 is a powerful sign of the presence of angels and spiritual guides. It is a message that says, you are not doing this alone. You are surrounded by love and support. You are on the right path, and we are holding you steady. It is a divine hug in numerical form. The individual who understands this begins to move through the world with a new sense of confidence and support. He is no longer a solitary figure battling against the odds. He is a guided being, receiving constant feedback from a benevolent universe. The number 222 whispers of partnership and divine timing, encouraging patience and faith. The sequence 333 amplifies the message of the Ascended Masters, a reminder that you are surrounded by wisdom and can call upon it at any time. 555 signals that a major, transformative change is at your doorstep. So, what should you do when you see these numbers? First, pause. Acknowledge the message. Thank your guides, the universe, or your own higher self for the communication. Then, consult the meaning. But more importantly, consult your own heart. What were you just thinking about? What question were you just asking? The number is the context. Your life is the text. The real decoding happens within you. These digital whispers are confirming your journey, aligning your frequency, and reminding you that you are part of a vast, intelligent, and communicative whole. Pay attention. The numbers are speaking, and they are speaking to you. Chapter 3. Synchronicity Signs. Recognizing the roadmaps in your daily life. A feather on a busy city sidewalk. A butterfly that seems to follow you on a walk. A book that falls open to a page with the perfect answer. For Maria, it was the hawk. After her father passed, she was overwhelmed with grief. One morning, she stood in her backyard, tears streaming down her face, and whispered into the air, "Give me a sign that you're okay." At that exact moment, a massive red-tailed hawk landed on the fence post, not 10 feet away. It looked directly at her, held her gaze for a long, peaceful moment, and then flew away. Her heart flooded with a warmth she had not felt in weeks. She knew this was more than a bird. It was a sign, a beacon of love from beyond the veil. Signs are the universe's way of drawing pictures for us. While numbers are the concise text messages, signs are the full-color, high-definition movies. They are the animals, the people, the songs, the overheard words, and the unexpected events that are so perfectly timed and so deeply symbolic that they bypass the logical mind and speak directly to the spirit. They are the roadmaps painted on the canvas of your daily life. And learning to read them is an art form that will forever change your perception of reality. You must understand this crucial point. The universe is endlessly creative and deeply personal. It will use whatever symbols will resonate most powerfully with you. For one person, a dragonfly might be a sign of transformation and adaptability. For another, it might be a reminder of a childhood summer by the lake. The true meaning is not found in a generic dictionary of symbols. It is found in the library of your own soul. What does that specific sign mean to you? What memory, what feeling, what hope does it evoke? That is the heart of the message. Let me ask you directly. Have you ever had a song come on the radio that seemed to narrate your exact situation? Have you ever met a stranger who said the one thing you needed to hear and then vanished from your life as quickly as they appeared? These are not interruptions in the flow of your life. They are the flow. They are deliberate course corrections, affirmations, and comfort sent from the highest sources. They are proof that you are being looked after. A man on a path of self-discovery will find that the signs begin to multiply. He may keep seeing images of oak trees, and upon reflection, realize it is a symbol of the strength and stability he is cultivating within himself. He may stumble upon the word patience 3 times in one morning, a clear nudge to release his anxiety about a pending outcome. The universe is not being vague. It is being brilliantly specific, using the tapestry of his own awareness to deliver its guidance. So, how do you become more receptive to these signs? You start by setting an intention. Simply ask, Universe, show me a sign about my career path. Angels, give me a clear signal about this relationship. Then, let it go. Go about your day with an open, curious heart, much like a child on a treasure hunt. Trust the first thought or feeling that arises when you notice something unusual. That is your intuition translating the message. The signs are everywhere, waiting for you to see them not with your eyes, but with your soul. Your personal roadmap is being drawn in real time. All you have to do is follow the landmarks. Chapter 4. Synchronicity. Coincidences. When chance meetings are not by chance. He called it a lucky break. John was running late for a job interview, a role he was only marginally interested in. Frustrated by a closed road, he was rerouted through a part of town he never visited. His car, as if with a mind of its own, began to sputter. He managed to pull into the first parking lot he saw, which happened to be in front of a small, independent coffee shop. Dejected, he went inside to call the interviewer and regroup. As he stood in line, he overheard 2 men discussing a business venture. It was exactly the kind of project John had dreamed of starting. He gathered his courage, introduced himself, and one conversation led to another. A month later, he was a partner in that new venture. The broken interview, the car trouble, the detour, it was all a perfectly orchestrated sequence to get him to that exact spot at that exact time. The world calls this luck. The rational mind calls it a staggering series of coincidences. But the awakened soul knows the truth. This is synchronicity in its most dynamic and life-altering form. These are the chance meetings, the unfortunate delays, and the lucky breaks that, when viewed in hindsight, form a perfect, intelligent pattern. They are the universe's way of rearranging the players on the chessboard to ensure you meet the person, find the resource, or stumble upon the opportunity that is essential for your journey. Think back on your own life. Can you identify a turning point that hinged on a seemingly random event? The train you missed that led you to meet your spouse in the station cafe? The job you did not get that freed you up for the perfect opportunity that came later? From the limited perspective of the present moment, these events can feel like failures or frustrations. But from the higher perspective of your soul's path, they are divine interventions. They are the universe closing a door you were not meant to walk through, and gently, sometimes forcefully, guiding you toward the one that was always meant for you. You must realize that you are a magnet for these experiences. As you raise your vibration through positive thought, clear intention, and heartfelt desire, you begin to pull towards you the people and circumstances that are in harmonic resonance with you. The so-called coincidence is simply the physical manifestation of that magnetic pull. The person you, randomly, sat next to on the plane is the very person who can help you with your project because you are both vibrating at a similar frequency of creativity and purpose. The individual who grasps this principle releases the burden of needing to control every single detail of his life. He understands that there is a benevolent intelligence at work, a current that is carrying him toward his highest good. His job is not to paddle frantically against the current, but to align his boat with its flow and be alert for the signs and synchronicities that indicate the best direction. He learns to trust the detours. He learns to welcome the unexpected meetings. He begins to see that every person who crosses his path is a potential teacher, a mirror, or a collaborator sent by the universe itself. So, the next time your plans fall apart, do not despair. The next time you meet someone in a way that feels strangely fated, lean in. Ask questions. Be curious. These coincidences are the plot twists in the magnificent story of your life, written by the co-authorship of your soul and the cosmos. They are proof that you are not wandering aimlessly. You are being guided, step by synchronistic step, toward a destiny that is far grander than you could have ever planned for yourself. Chapter 5. The Science of Serendipity. Bridging the Gap Between Physics and Faith through Carl Jung's Synchronicity. For the longest time, Emily was a skeptic. A researcher by trade, she demanded data, proof, and repeatable experiments. The idea of a meaningful universe felt like a comforting fairy tale. Then, during her doctoral work in quantum physics, she kept encountering the same baffling phenomenon. Particles influencing each other instantaneously across vast distances, a phenomenon Einstein himself called spooky action at a distance. This entanglement defied classical physics. It suggested a universe where everything is fundamentally connected, a cosmic web where a tug on one thread is felt by all others. It was then that she had a stunning realization. Synchronicity was not magic, it was human-scale quantum entanglement. You may have felt a divide within yourself, a part of you that feels the deep, intuitive truth of synchronicity, and another part, the logical, practical part, that whispers, "But is this real?" Let us bridge that gap right now. The science of the 20th and 21st centuries has been steadily dismantling the old model of a cold, mechanical, random universe and replacing it with a picture that looks remarkably like what mystics and sages have described for millennia. It is a universe of connection, consciousness, and profound mystery. Consider the holographic principle in theoretical physics, which suggests that all the information of the entire universe is contained in every single part of it. A single drop of ocean water contains the story of the entire ocean. In the same way, a single synchronistic event in your life contains the signature of the entire intelligent universe. It is a holographic fragment pointing to the whole. Your encounter with a specific animal or number is not an isolated event. It is a microcosm, reflecting the macrocosm of your path and purpose. Now, let us talk about your brain for a moment. Neuroscientists have identified a process called transient hypofrontality. This is a fancy term for what happens when you are in a state of flow, when you are completely immersed in an activity, lost in nature, or in a deep meditative state. In this state, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for critical judgment and linear timekeeping, quietens down. And what emerges? Your intuitive, pattern-recognizing right brain becomes more active. You become more receptive to the subtle connections that your critical mind usually filters out as noise. This is not a mystical state. It is a neurological one. You are literally tuning your biological instrument to receive the signal of synchronicity. A person who understands this no longer sees a conflict between science and spirit. He sees them as two different languages, describing the same magnificent reality. The physicist describes a universe of quantum potential and non-local connection. The mystic describes a universe of divine mind and omnipresent spirit. They are both correct. Synchronicity is the experiential proof of this unified field. It is the point where the rubber of spirituality meets the road of physical reality. So, when your logical mind questions the sign you just received, you can reassure it with the knowledge that you are not abandoning reason. You are expanding it. You are participating in the most cutting-edge science of all, the science of your own conscious experience. You are observing the effects of a connected universe in your own life. The data is your joy, your sense of guidance, your profound peace. The experiment is your life, and the results are the synchronicities that confirm, again and again, that you are a vital, inseparable part of a living, intelligent, and responsive cosmos. Chapter 6. Your intuition, the antenna for cosmic communication with synchronicity. Before the phone rings, you know who it is. Before you turn the corner, you have a feeling about what you will see. You meet someone new and get an immediate gut feeling that you should either trust them completely or stay far away. This is your intuition. It is not a supernatural power reserved for a gifted few. It is your birthright. It is your built-in antenna, designed specifically to receive the transmissions of synchronicity. And right now, as you notice more signs and coincidences, it is a sign that your antenna is extending, its reception is clearing, and you are learning to trust the signal. Think of the last time you had a bad feeling about something, but you went ahead and did it anyway. How did that turn out? Most often, we look back with regret and say, I knew I shouldn't have done that. That knowing was your intuition. It was the quiet, internal whisper of synchronicity trying to guide you, often before any external signs even manifest. Your intuition is the inner counterpart to the outer sign. It is the receiver that translates the cosmic broadcast into a language you can feel in your body. You have this ability. It may feel rusty from lack of use, but it is there. It speaks in the language of feelings, not words. It is that sudden wave of peace when you make a difficult decision. It is the tightness in your stomach when you are about to tell a lie, even a small one. It is the inexplicable joy that bubbles up for no apparent reason. These are not random emotional fluctuations. These are data points. They are feedback from the universe about the alignment or misalignment of your choices with your soul's path. Let us practice right now. Find a quiet place. Take a deep breath. Think of a simple question, perhaps about a choice you are facing. Option A or option B. Do not analyze it. Just hold option A in your mind and notice what happens in your body. Do you feel light, expansive, or warm? Now, hold option B in your mind. Do you feel a contraction, a heaviness, or a sense of dread? The body does not lie. It is the most honest receiver of intuitive information you possess. This is how you begin to calibrate your instrument. The individual who learns to trust his intuition moves through the world with a profound sense of grace and protection. He avoids unnecessary pitfalls, not because he is lucky, but because he is listening. He finds miraculous opportunities not because he is special, but because he is responsive. His intuition and the external synchronicities begin to work in perfect harmony. He has a gut feeling to go to a certain place, and when he arrives, he meets the exact person he needed to meet. The inner guidance system leads him to the outer confirmation. So, from this moment forward, make a pact with yourself to honor that quiet voice. When you get a gut feeling, pause and listen. When a wave of knowing washes over you, do not let your logical mind argue it away. Start small. Use it to choose a route to work or what to eat for lunch. As you see the positive results of following these small nudges, your trust will grow. Your antenna will become more sensitive. You will realize that the universe is not just speaking to you through external signs. It is speaking to you from within. And that, dear seeker, is the most powerful communication of all. Chapter 7. The Art of Allowing. How to stop chasing and start receiving synchronicity. Mark was a striver. He believed that success and happiness were the result of sheer force of will, relentless effort, and meticulous planning. He would set a goal and then bulldoze his way toward it, often exhausted and frustrated. The signs were there, the repeating numbers, the intuitive nudges. But he was too busy, too focused on his own plan to notice. He was like a man trying to receive a satellite signal while frantically shaking the dish. It was only after a period of burnout forced him to stop that he began to see. A book on mindfulness seemed to fall into his lap. A friend invited him on a silent retreat. In the quiet, the synchronicities began to flood in. He realized he had been trying to swim against the current his entire life. There is a profound paradox at the heart of a synchronistic life. The more you try to force outcomes, the quieter the signals become. The more you relax into a state of trust and allowing, the louder and more frequent they are. This is the art of allowing. It is not about passivity or laziness. It is about intelligent action inspired by intuition, followed by a period of surrendering the how and the when to the wisdom of the universe. It is the difference between pushing a river and flowing with it. You have likely experienced this yourself. Remember a time you were desperately trying to find your keys, tearing the house apart in a panic, only to find them the moment you gave up and sat down, or a time you struggled to remember a name, and it popped into your head the instant you stopped trying? This is a microcosm of the allowing principle. Your frantic energy creates static that jams the signal. Your relaxed, trusting energy creates a clear channel for answers to flow. Now, apply this to your bigger goals, your dream job, your soulmate, your life purpose. You set a powerful, clear intention. You take the obvious, inspired actions that are placed in front of you, and then you let go. You release your death grip on the specific outcome. You trust that the universe has a far better plan for you than you could ever devise on your own. This state of open, expectant trust is the most powerful magnet for synchronicity you will ever possess. A person who masters this art finds that life becomes almost effortless. Doors open that he did not even know existed. Help arrives from unexpected quarters. He still takes action, but it is action that feels joyful and aligned, not forced and stressful. He plants the seeds with intention, but he does not dig them up every day to see if they are growing. He tends the garden, but he allows the sun and the rain to do their work. He understands that his job is to be the visionary, not the micromanager of the cosmos. So, how do you practice this? Start by incorporating moments of true surrender into your day. After you have prayed or set an intention, consciously say, "I release this to you. I trust you to handle the details." When you feel yourself tensing up and trying to control a situation, take 3 deep breaths and affirm, "I am allowing the perfect outcome to unfold." Watch for the signs that confirm you are on the right track, and follow them. With a light heart, you will discover a miraculous truth. By allowing, you are not giving up power. You are tapping into a power far greater than your own limited will. You are switching from striving to arriving, and the universe will rush in to meet you there. Chapter 8. The Shadow Side. When synchronicity seems to warn or slow you down. Laura was excited. She was about to sign a lease on a new apartment. It was perfect on paper. The location, the price, the size, all seemed ideal. Yet, for days leading up to the signing, she felt a persistent unease. The number 911 kept appearing on license plates, receipts, the time. She dreamt of being trapped in a small, dark room. She tried to dismiss it as pre-move jitters. On the day she was to meet the landlord, her car, which had been perfectly reliable, would not start. A friend had to drive her, and they got hopelessly lost, making her over an hour late. The landlord was furious and abruptly called the deal off. Devastated in the moment, she found another place a week later. A month after that, she drove by her dream apartment and saw it was flooded, the result of a known plumbing issue the landlord had concealed. The universe had not been silent. It had been shouting, We often think of synchronicity as a benevolent guide that only brings us gifts and confirmations. But a true guide also protects. Sometimes, the most profound acts of love from the universe are the roadblocks, the delays, and the uncomfortable feelings that prevent us from walking into a situation that is not for our highest good. This is the shadow side of synchronicity, and learning to recognize its protective language is just as important as recognizing its encouraging one. You must be brave enough to consider this. Not every good opportunity is a green light. The universe operates from a higher perspective, seeing the entire tapestry of your life, while you only see a single thread. What looks like a yes from your limited view may be a no from the soul's eternal perspective. The missed flight, the deal that falls through, the relationship that abruptly ends. These can all be forms of divine protection, steering you away from a path that would have led to pain or stagnation. Think of a time you felt relieved that something did not work out. In hindsight, can you see the warning signs, the subtle feelings of doubt, the small coincidences that made the process difficult? That was synchronicity in its protective mode. It was not punishing you. It was preserving you for something better, something more aligned. The universe would rather you be temporarily disappointed than fundamentally harmed. An individual who is truly aligned with the flow of life learns to give thanks for the red lights, as well as the green ones. He does not curse the traffic jam. He wonders what accident it may have helped him avoid. He does not rage against the failed business venture. He looks for the lesson and trusts that a more aligned opportunity is now being prepared. He understands that the universe's no is never a rejection of him, but a redirection of his path toward a greater yes. So, the next time you encounter resistance, do not just bulldoze through it. Pause. Get quiet. Ask, is this resistance here to teach me perseverance? Or is it here to protect me? No. 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 Listen to your body. Watch for the signs. A cascade of obstacles, especially when coupled with a heavy, dread-filled feeling, is often the universe's way of putting a giant, road closed sign on your path. Trust it. Have the courage to turn around. The universe is not blocking your dream. It is blocking a detour that would have taken you away from it. By honoring the shadow, you make space for an even brighter light to enter your life. Chapter 9. Weaving the Tapestry. Becoming a conscious co-creator with synchronicity. For years, Anna experienced synchronicity as a beautiful, mysterious phenomenon that happened to her. She was a grateful recipient of signs and wonders. But then, something shifted. She began to notice that when she held a clear, joyful vision in her mind, like wanting to connect with a specific type of mentor, that person would miraculously appear in her life. When she focused on gratitude, more things to be grateful for would show up. She was no longer just a passenger on the journey. She had her hands on the steering wheel, working in partnership with the universe itself. She had become a conscious co-creator. This is the ultimate goal of understanding synchronicity. It is not just about interpreting the signs. It is about actively participating in the creation of them. You are not a puppet on a string whose fate is dictated by random cosmic messages. You are a powerful, creative force, and the universe is your partner, your canvas, and your supply. Synchronicity is the feedback mechanism in this glorious creative process. It is how you and the cosmos are dancing together, weaving the tapestry of your reality with the twin threads of your intention and its intelligent response. You are doing this already, whether you realize it or not. Your dominant thoughts and feelings are like a broadcast signal, and the universe is constantly answering that signal by arranging circumstances, people, and events that match its frequency. When you are broadcasting fear and lack, the universe responds with more situations to feel fearful and lacking about. When you broadcast love and abundance, it responds with evidence of love and abundance. Synchronicity is simply the most visible and personal form of this response. It is the universe saying, "I hear you. Here is your proof." Let us make this practical. What do you want to create more of in your life? Love? Purpose? Creative expression? Start by holding that vision with feeling. Imagine how it would feel to already have it. Then, go about your day and look for the clues. The universe will begin to send you synchronistic ideas, people, and resources that are aligned with that vision. Your job is to notice them and take the inspired action they suggest. This is co-creation in motion. You set the intention, the universe delivers the opportunities, and you take the action. The three parts form a powerful creative loop. The man or woman who lives this truth walks with a quiet power that is unmistakable. They are not victims of circumstance. They are architects of reality. They understand that their inner world is the command center for their outer experience. They use synchronicity as their navigation system, confirming they are on course or suggesting a new route. They talk to the universe. They ask for specific signs if they need confirmation. They give thanks for every answered prayer, every meaningful coincidence. Their life becomes a living conversation with the divine. So, begin today. State your intention clearly. Feel the reality of it as if it is already done. Then, with a light and joyful heart, go on a treasure hunt. Look for the synchronicities that confirm your creation is on its way. They will be there. You are no longer just reading the map. You are drawing it. In collaboration with the greatest cartographer of all, you are weaving your tapestry, thread by golden, synchronistic thread. Chapter 10. The Synchronistic Life, Living in Synchronicity with the Universe. There is a man who used to walk through his days largely unaware. Life was a series of tasks to be completed, problems to be solved, and destinations to be reached. He was separate, and the world was other. Then, he learned the language. He learned to see the numbers as whispers, the signs as roadmaps, and the coincidences as divine choreography. Now, he walks through the same world, but it is a completely different experience. He is in constant, joyful, awe-inspiring conversation with life itself. He has embraced the synchronistic life. This is the final step, and it is not a destination, but a new way of traveling. Living a synchronistic life does not mean that every moment is filled with miraculous, earth-shattering signs. It means that you have developed a new relationship with reality. You see the world as alive, conscious, and communicative. A rainy day is not just a rainy day. It might be a message to slow down, reflect, and nourish your inner world. A traffic jam is not just an inconvenience. It might be providing the exact pause you needed to hear a life-changing song on the radio, or to avoid an accident ahead. Everything is imbued with potential meaning. Life becomes a sacred, interactive story, and you are both the protagonist and the co-author. You can live this way. It is a choice. It is a decision to shift from being a passive observer of your life to an active, engaged participant in a cosmic dialogue. It starts with a simple commitment: to pay attention, to believe that you are worthy of this communication, to trust the messages you receive. The more you do this, the more the universe will speak to you. It is a self-reinforcing cycle of wonder and confirmation. Think of what this does for the human spirit. It eradicates loneliness, for you are never truly alone. You are in a universe that is listening and responding. It dissolves anxiety about the future, for you know you are being guided and that the next sign will appear exactly when you need it. It transforms boredom into curiosity, for every day is a potential adventure filled with hidden messages and divine appointments. The synchronistic life is a life of engaged wonder. So, what does a day in this life look like? You wake up and set an intention, asking the universe to show you what you need to see. You go for a walk and see a feather, a reminder to be light. You glance at the clock at 10:10, a signal that your thoughts are creating your reality. You have a spontaneous idea to call an old friend. And when you do, they share a piece of information that solves a problem you have been having. You read a book, and the exact paragraph you need seems to glow on the page. You go to bed with a heart full of gratitude, thanking the universe for the conversation, and you sleep, knowing that the dialogue continues in your dreams. You, the seeker, have reached the end of this book, but you are standing at the beginning of everything. The phenomena of numbers, signs, and coincidences showing up non-stop was your invitation. You have now learned why they are here and how to engage with them. You have been given the keys to a secret language. Now, it is time to go out and speak it. Talk to the universe. Ask it questions. Thank it for its answers. Watch in amazement as your life transforms from a series of random events into a beautifully orchestrated symphony of meaning. You are now living in constant conversation. The universe has been waiting for you to pick up the other end of the line. The call is for you, and it always has been.